Now, coming back to the next session called End of Membership. Scary? No. So what is happening at the end of membership? Is it going to be the reality? Is it because of this LinkedIn, Facebook group, people will stop becoming member? Is the newer generation or younger generation looking at will get some value in joining an association? What value are we going to provide? Except giving them a newsletter or maybe an email, occasional email. So to discuss this, we have our distinguished panel with Mr. Amit Krishna, Executive Secretary of Indian Science Congress Association. Mr. Dey, if you would like to take the seat. Dr. Dey is the present secretary, Executive Secretary of Indian Science Congress Association, headquartered out of Kolkata. He is also the fellow of National Environmental Science Academy, Academy of Environmental Biology, International College of Nutrition, and Indian Association of Biological Scientists, and Academy of Plant Sciences, and the list goes on. Yes, Dr. Dey is in the editorial board of several journals and has won several awards from Indian Council of Medical Research, Indian Pharmacological Society, S.S. Rastogi Award, Indian Association of Biomedical Chemists, Indian Science Association of Bengal, and National Award for Science Communication from Indian Writers Association 2006. Joining him is Dr. Kaushik Desai, Director, Drug Information Association, India. Dr. Kaushik has 30 years of multifunctional experience in reputed pharmaceutical companies, multinational companies like Sanofi Aventis, with Johnson & Johnson, Global Pharmatech, with a herbal company, Charak. In his career span for 30 years, Dr. Desai has been actively associated with professional activities of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, IPA, and other national association past 28 years. Dr. Desai was the editor of Pharma Times, a monthly magazine published by IPA with a readership of more than 50,000. He has been an editor from last 10 years. Dr. Desai has been Chairman, Industrial Pharmacy Division, and Vice President of Indian Pharmaceutical Association for the period 2010-2012. He is associated with DIA, Drug Information Association, in the capacity for Director for Indian region, with his headquarters based out of USA. Along with us to join, Mr. Sunil Kumar Mittal, Chief Executive Officer for Rensol Technologies Private Limited. Sunil is a popular figure with the association. He has 30 years of experience in the IT industry, of which 15 years in senior management position in IT services organization like TCS and HCL Technologies. He was a member of the Management Council and was responsible for the formation and implementation of strategies of the organization, which have led to the strategic transformation of the organization. Rensol, his company, has been successfully delivering large and complex projects for Fortune 500 customers and is known for his quality and on-time delivery of his project. Sunil has extensive international experience in starting new offshore development centers, managing large and strategic relationship and project for customers in North America. Sunil, welcome, three of you. Now, today's topic, you all are aware of it, and it is very, very apt. I'm going to come here that we are toying with an idea or looking at a change, and want to ask all of you, or rather starting with Mr. Dey, is that you run an association which has more than 35,000 members. Am I correct?
Right.
Okay. And it's one of the oldest association in India. It just celebrated its centenary conference in Kolkata. So Please tell us your experience, share us your experience. Is it going to be the end of membership, or do you see younger generation still, or you're able to retain member, or you're seeing members still, coming to your association to take membership?
See, Indian Science Congress Association, as you heard, it is one of the oldest scientific body, and our experience is totally different. I mean, being a scientific body where we involve the young scientists, given the opportunities to join in, we find our membership increasing day by day. And during the last 5 years, at least we have more than 10,000 members increased. And actually what members look into is the privileges they get, the activities which are there involved in the association. The more active the association is, I think people like to join. The objective which interests them, because young generation, mainly students, would like to get themselves involved. And involvement means through their careers. And through their careers means the scientific level, the academic work. And this is a platform, in our platform there is an opportunity of presentation before the scientists, including the Nobel laureates. And this opportunity they take, even though there is no job placement here, but this association is promoting this academic field. And this participation, that how we can go and participate, the more we can participate. So this participation and activity, along with the privileges which we give them, which in terms are the journals, the books, the special discount in participation, this causes an interest in the membership. And we are getting a flow of membership. So we don't feel that the membership is going to end for this type of bodies, the scientific bodies.
Thank you, Dr. De. Kaushik, I'm going to ask you, because you run an international association India chapter, which is a very, very successful association in US. Please tell us something about your DIA and where do you see is the membership going vis-a-vis international, and especially from an Indian context?
Yeah, there were 2 points actually, because I am fortunate to work on other side where I became member, and now I'm working for the organization where I'm looking for members. So I have feel of both, like for industry as well as from the association point of view. Working for Indian association for many years, taking executive positions, and now working on an international association. This methodology, thinking is totally different. But before I go on that, I must compliment organizers to selecting this debatable topic. Is the day of membership over? I will say no, but if you don't do something now, the time is not very far. We need to wake up, all associations, what we do. We need to introspect and see what best we can do. Because what I have seen, the membership profile, when we look at it, when you are young students, you become member. Then you lose membership. Then you have another profile which are plus 50, and they are members. So what is happening between 30 and 50? Are we not able to attract them? Our programs aren't oriented towards them, or they are busy with something else? So that one need to look into from association perspective. And for that, in fact, what we see that DI globally, people come to become members. Companies support them to become members. India, things are different. India, individuals become member. Very few companies that support membership unless until you are the very senior level position, whereas a perk you have a 2 membership of an association. But a younger generation, I don't see getting supported from the company. They come of their interest. And how we create interest? By programs, communications, having contact with them. And that the time is come. We need to do something. As we progress, I will little bit do more on that. But at this stage, what I say membership is over. When we are discussing internally in DI also globally, we did a survey of membership. We did survey of 2 kinds. There are members who are with you for many years. There are members who are with you for 1 or 2 years and they don't renew. And there are members they never renew. So we had database of all. And we asked pertinent questions. We went through an agency and we asked pertinent questions. Like first question, what benefits do you value most? Second question was, is there anything we can do to improve our services? And we did another 2 questions. The people who didn't renew or not renewing in time, what was the primary reason for you chose not to renew, and have we met your expectations? And we got a very varied response. In fact, this survey is ongoing on monthly basis, because what I could see, like DI may be the only organization where we have a membership. You can become any month and your year starts from the day you become member. There is no financial year like Jan to December or April to March. You can become member in whichever day you become member, membership becomes valid from that period. And that really works out well, because many times what happens, you lose 2-3 months after March, you send 2 reminders and they become member in August, but they lose 3 months benefit. Or association lose 3 months of revenue by not getting membership. At the same time, you give them benefits of publications and other activities. So there's one good point which came up. Then what I want to share the survey results which are still ongoing. First, information, what benefits do you value most? Most of them, almost 50% of them said access of information. What information we provide to members? In the order of this percentage, second was networking opportunities. Like the type of people you get, type of members, participants you get, it really provides them networking opportunities. And out of that, sharing of best practices. There's another important aspect which came up. Education and training and attendance to events or meetings, workshop did not get that much priority, where internally we thought our trainings are very popular. But people are not looking for training per se. They were looking of information, new information, networking, sharing of best practices. Another thing, when we said what we can do to improve, majority did not respond in general. They don't never suggest. When you say criticize, there are many things to come. So we say not criticize, we say suggest something what we can do. So they said we need to have a reminder calls for webinars or the meetings. That was which came out from survey. Another thing, few people, obviously those younger generation will always feel decreased membership fees. There's another area which is another debatable point, because you have to sustain at the same time you have to give make members. And another very important aspect which came up, better user-friendly website. Because in this electronic age, everything goes on website, everything becomes digital. And out of that, what we followed other than US, for regions like Japan, China, and India, we have digital membership. And that digital membership can come as a less cost than what you become a normal member. And when you become digital member, you get publications on site, member access only sections where you can go through website, and there's a career center. At the same time, there is a DI Connects, which gives you can question worldwide anyone in your community and get an answer. It's like LinkedIn or Facebook, but professional network through website. So these are the areas which I say if we do something, membership area is not going to get over, because associations are going to remain, we are going to sustain, but we need to change our thinking and maybe attitude towards membership.
Thank you, Kaushik. I think it's a very, very important point that you have raised. My next question to Sunil. Of course, you have been in a different position, not from an association perspective, more of a, as I call, partner, service provider, consultant to it. How do you see in last, let's say, I will not go too back, let's say 5 years. Okay, of course, we are completing 3 years. 5 years, how this evolvement of this association in terms of engagement, you are seeing?
Thank you, Prashant. I think all of my panelists in this panel and the previous one have made my task much easier. I mean, why I say that is, in the last session, almost everyone was talking about, engaging with members, reinventing yourself. And now we're talking of, is it the end of membership? Certainly not, see, if you look at the associations, especially in India, what my other panelists have spoken about, I'm just quoting some people I noted down in the past session. Mr. Partha Basu spoke very strongly about engagement management. That was the first thing. Okay, Mr. Manoj Varman spoke about younger generation, social media interaction. You made a point that you attracted a number of younger people in Sydney and got together to attract them. Okay, for joining association. You also spoke about a point system. Okay, so these are some innovative things that can happen only if you have membership organizations like yours. It cannot happen purely with LinkedIn and Facebook. Yes, they are the mediums available today to us, to connect each other, but certainly not do what the associations do today. Okay. So you spoke about the point system, Mr. Varman, and I'll come back to that a little later. Then Mr. Gerde spoke about, I'm just quoting a few things that pertinent I noted down, changing expectation of stakeholders, okay? And Mr. Buddhi Raja spoke about who do you benchmark with, okay? That means other overseas associations. A lot of people are asking in his rubber industry, Apollo Tires example that he gave, that when they acquired companies overseas, they were looking at benchmarking the Indian association with the overseas associations, okay? And Mr. Nair, of course, very beautifully put across, carrying the members together, pull factor, and so on. So now look at all this, what, each of the associations have been talking about. Certainly, the era of membership is yet to come. I would say it's not over. It's far from over. There's a lot of it that you can do. And, to give what not just your members want, engaging with them, do far more than what you can. And from the Indian associations perspective, see, I've been interacting with a number of associations in India. Many of you sitting in the room, I've spoken to a number of times, and also some of the overseas associations. Okay, and one thing that comes out very starkly is how much of technology are you using? I mean, each of you are using some form or the other, but I can tell you the way technology is being used by some of your counterparts overseas, it's very different, phenomenal. I mean, we don't have time here, but I've got some things to show which I can tell you how they are making use of technology, very simple things, okay, to make it so effective that you attract new members. I mean, you gave an example just now, that you'd like to, see how to attract new members, for example, okay? Technology can help you in that. I mean, if a new member comes to your website, they'll see, mundane stuff, not much. But if they come and see what is in it for me, if each and every member in your association sees what is in it for me, what is in it for my company that I represent, and finally the industry that...
Luxury. They have the fund, most of them, and some of their members are topmost and doing excellent, whether it is their website, whether it is their delivery model, corporate communication. But whenever it comes to that person's association, you look at some of the association website, it's a lot to look for. And you would look at their members, some of their members must be the top companies in India. So either somebody somewhere down the line not taking the best practices or not sharing it. So we are coming back to a situation from engagement, we want to go into inspiring member. How do we inspire member? How do we not create that big boys club? How does association in true sense becomes a community development? So we are developing that community. And this discussion is all about, because we have representation from all over India here. So we want some question coming in, and I encourage all of you, all our stakeholders sitting across the room to ask question, because this is your chance to ask. Or maybe it is for us to also hear your views, maybe there are a couple of things the panel here would also learn. So please feel free to share because we want to make it more interactive so that the purpose of all of us coming all the way to Chennai and spending 2 of your valuable working days is to learn and take away a few things. So please feel free to ask. So till such time, let me ask Mr. that your funding, your membership fee is not enough to run your association. Am I correct in understanding that, Mr. Dev? If that is true, that fund generation, of course, you are then dependent on the government, and you said that 10,000 members have joined last year alone. I don't think that is not the case with most of the association here. And I'm sure after this session, most of them will corner you to understand what secret you have to get 10,000 members. In case you want to share that so that people also get some help.
No, I told you. Actually, we have increasing membership. And our executive committee and the council and the policymakers, like every association, always wants the members to participate. Every association is thinking how to involve members in new ways. Our association also has innovative ways. Because I told you, we have these privileges. The main point is the privileges. The money which comes from membership definitely cannot make an association run. So there has to be some funds. Like in the last panel discussion, where we had the discussion that the government comes down to the stakeholders, to the association. We had an approach from the government to us to be a part of them, and we are getting some funds from there, definitely to run. But the most important is that we get a lot of response from the members through the changes in attitude, in policy, the involvement. The involvement which we are talking about, the participation means not only what Prashant said, sending an email or the phone or a newsletter. The involvement here involves how they can get involved themselves, either in activities. Like we have around 29 branches all over India, which works together. And in nearly every state there are few which works up to the village level, involving the students and the teachers for scientific activity. Here also I just want to point out one fact, which we are facing, maybe some of the association are facing, which Prashant said, and just we talked about technologies. Technology is there, definitely to attract the new generation. But if we do not restrict ourselves only to cities and think of going to the villages and bringing up the cream from there, because innovation is there. Innovation cannot be only in cities. There, the new technologies have not reached. So ultimately we have to depend on printing media and the old traditional way. I don't know, we are feeling that. We made Dr. Madhavan Nair is here. He was one of our president of this association and one of the person under whom we had a very good, one of the leaders in fact, under whom we could think of new ideas. So he was there also to think of the new technology to brought in everything, including election procedures, everything. So we made a survey of the 30,000. For your interest, I am telling you, to find out how many of them are using internet, how many of them have the access to email, to work and to be in contact. We were surprised to find that only about 30 to 35% has it. If we do not restrict ourselves only to cities. So in India, I don't know if you are facing this. So new technology approach, we are failing. We have to depend. And for that we need also funds, because printing is getting costly, sending by mail is getting costly, postage is costly. So we have to go on earning through other ways. And the other ways which he is hinting are different, where you can have contributions from the members in your articles, journals, seminar, conferences, where they can actively participate, contribute, and also contribute financially. So these are some of the ways which we are thinking. We still want to take suggestions from you.
Thank you, Mr. De. Yes, please. Please identify yourself.
Yeah, I'm Manoj Varman, and it's a question for Mr. De, not a question, really comment, and just want to understand. One of the bases of a large membership that you enjoy is because science is a vast subject. You are sitting at a huge catchment area, and you talked about members in villages and all those things. Some of the trade organizations, trade societies or associations do not. I mean, how many tire manufacturers would be there in the country, for example?
The way now I'm hearing from the panelist, as he rightly said, one of my colleagues here, there's some of these, what you call, the technical groups you find, like what you Indian Science Congress. There are other, I'd like to enlighten, like you are going to listen afterwards, the IEEE. Before that, some of you are aware that the various subjects, whether it is agriculture, IT, then scientific organizations, they have developed their own societies. One such organization is called as Institute of Electronics and Telecom Engineers. It is the largest body where we have corporate members of 20,000 and 50,000 student members. 70,000 is the members. Is the largest organization in India.
Sir, what is the question, sir? If you could ask the question.
I'll tell you, serving the community on the technology front, where the membership, as you rightly said, is not dying. It's ever growing because, as you rightly said, it is increasing the interest of the members. It focuses on the membership benefit individually. The moment a person becomes a member, he has a various fields of what you call interest, which the organization keeps up all the time. So these are, lastly, these organizations have always evolved practices to see that the basic member gets interest right from a student. Like as somebody was telling, there's a gap. See, these organizations are filling the student membership, there's again middle membership, researchers, and that's how all of them are trying to do, and membership is ever growing. Thank you.
That's very encouraging, sir. On the other hand also, I think these are the best practices that we want to hear. But on the other hand, Kaushik, for you, I also talk to a lot of association members in general, and what is this younger generations are saying, that what is that an association is going to deliver me, which I can't find in Googling? What are the content that you're going to give it to me, which I can't find? But there are also some of the students that you said between 30 to 50 that there is no, they don't become the member or they don't renew. It's maybe because up to 30, they're looking at a job or they want to connect with someone, so they need to be active into that community. And then once they are got into the job, then they don't renew it, or their companies are not paying for it. And then after that it comes 50, when they're just about to retire, that is the time they again renew it, or they are joining, because they know that they need, not in terms of money, but they need engagement, post-job engagement. So if this is the situation we are also, is it the same situation that DIA internationally also face? What is the international perspective?
No, internationally it doesn't face that way, because somehow I don't know. It has been established in 50 years in US, and 30 years in Europe. And the individuals are renewing themselves. Once the letter goes, they renew it. And they are more committed, I'll put it that way. They attend the sessions, really the committed members. And they are really engaged. At the same time, what I have seen, the benefits we have plenty to offer, but how many are using it? Abroad, everybody uses that benefit. They take all the benefits of membership. They connect through website, they connect through DI Connects, they go through Career Center, they raise questions, they take part in special communities, specially done for them, and they really benefit out of it. But there's thing which is missing, like we are offering same benefits over here. Even Indian member becomes a global member. There is nothing like you are a member of India and member of US. Once you become member of an international body, you are a global member. You pay fees less. That's just 10% of the global membership fee actually. But our members are not enjoying that benefit or not encashing on the benefits what is offered. So and that's the way where it comes. Like next question I know which will come. So what we need to do for that? That's where inspiration comes. So we need to do some activities which are exclusively for members, or there should be a difference of a registration fee in such a way that you feel that if I would have been a member, I would have paid much less than what I have been paying now as a non-member. So that is another way of inspiration. Another area what we are looking at the multi-year membership. Like life membership globally doesn't exist. There is only multi-year membership what we have gone for, like 2 years, 3 years and 10 years. You have some 10%, 15%, 20% discounts on that, and encourage people to become members up to 10 years or 5 years or 3 years. Then your hassle of renewal goes down. At the same time, you have them with you for the longer period. And that is a period where you connect with them, inspire them, and be in touch with them. But doing all this, like Mittal has already said, you require a very strong membership management service. It's not something I become member, I get my receipt, then I just get a mail for an event. No. You got to have a continuous communication with members. Like moment someone becomes member, there is a welcome letter. We call as a welcome kit. It goes from global. Welcome mail letter goes. Then there is another benefits keeps on going to them every 2 weeks. And that calls for either outsourcing or very strong secretariat as a membership management team. And they review. They even, I'll tell you, I get every 2 weeks data of membership globally, region-wise. How many are old, how many are renewed, how many are new. That breakup comes every 2 weeks, and that is possible with technology. And we have to use that technology to maximum, and that gives us, we can keep on changing our strategy. Otherwise, what happens, executive committee meets once in 2 months. And you get a report, oh, suddenly it has gone down, gone up, and somebody will say, no, we should do this. But nothing gets implemented unless there's a very strong secretariat which keeps on bombarding with the information flow and saying that this is the membership, this is what we can do. And the events what were happening, there should be really membership benefit. Another thing what I have seen that when people attend events, we have feedback form. We get feedback analysis and file it. But we don't use that analysis for next year framing a program. You know, we are very happy that, oh, 90% attended, everybody felt very good. But that is an eye-opener for us. What program people are looking for. And that is the way, if you do same program again, what they are looking, that same person is going to come back to attend that event. Because he will feel his involved in suggestion is taken care. May not be directly, but indirectly. That's the way I say inspiration comes more important. Another thing, retention of member is more challenging than getting a new member. You know. We always have like a theme, each one get one, something like that. But that doesn't happen. It happens with the committee, and inspiration comes with a dedicated group of volunteers. It's not that giving a inspirational talk, but it's a group of volunteers which has to go everywhere, like academia. If the principal is involved and he's engaged with you, then all students are going to become member. It's like that. It starts from the top, not from the bottom here. It's a top-down approach here.
But Kaushik, that means, are you saying that, or are you suggesting that Indian members are unique, even if the benefits are given to them, when you compare with your US member or international member and Indian, they don't take advantage of it. So is it the members here take it casually, or is it the association take them lightly?
I'll say both ways. I'll say both ways. We can't blame members because they have paid something to become member.
Correct.
It's an association's moral responsibility to see that they are engaged and they use that facility, and that's the way branding comes in play. We have to brand ourselves and become a strong association. People should feel that this is the association which I am looking for. And that's the way I said song secretariat, branding, and maybe one pager. You know, when your benefits, people don't want to see a series of papers to see what benefits you have. One pager saying what main features you have and what is the fee. And every event, we circulate those things first, along with the feedback form, be a membership form, what you have done. At the same time, like I said, there should be continuous communication, which does not happen that often. You know, unless until you give them quarterly update or a monthly update. Like for example, with my other organization, Indian Pharmaceutical Association, I have started a activity knowledge bank initiative. Every 2 weeks, I gathered information what is happening around the world in healthcare arena, and I share it with members. So now people feel that if I am member of this, I get this information. That's with other organization. But DI is a different. Everything is available on website. You ask for it and you get. It's like Google search. So, and that's what I say. We are not able to still brand DI as a global branding with so many benefits which members can use it. And that's where it's more challenging to become more inspirational and more engagement of members, mainly on a branding point of view. At the same time, using the technology is more important here.
Talking about technology, Sunil, you have been running this company for long. How you think that technology adoption in India, I'm sure you are making a pitch, how do you see this technology adoption vis-a-vis the international partner? And if you look back, how successful you are in this?
Yeah, thank you, Prashant. Now, we represent a product called IMS. There are 4,000 associations globally using this product. And we've had surveys of various associations in India and in the Asia-Pacific region. And, we found that about, I would say 90% of the associations in India are not really up to date on technology. I mean, they're using some technology or the other, but they're not really up to date. I can tell you that, there have been surveys conducted by, various organizations globally, and those who are using technology to their effect are not only retaining members, and we've got some case studies of our own product wherein 90% of people who've upgraded, to the technology, who were not using, not so good, have been able to retain almost 70 to 80% of their members who otherwise would be leaving, their membership, and also retaining. So that's one part. In India, as I said, there are not many, but there are encouraging trends. I can tell you, like in every other field, Indian associations are not, cannot be left behind. There are, instances of some associations who are really up to date, you go to their websites, they're beautiful. You go further inside and they're doing a lot of great stuff. They're changing their content every other day. And each member wants to be there. Every morning when you as a member of, an association open up your computer, oh, you see something new. There's a new blog somebody's talking about, as he said, which keeps you engaged and so on. But you're right, Prashant, there are not many of that nature in India yet. But the signs are positive, I must say. A lot of people I've spoken to, everyone wants to be there. But let me be honest, and I must confess, this was talked about in the last session as well, that I think the secretary generals or the people running the association administratively are not perhaps empowered as much. I mean, that is one. And the board members per se are busy in their own life, their businesses, and perhaps cannot devote as much time. They're part of various other associations as well. So decision making to some extent gets delayed, and they're unable to do that. So these are some of the issues I think.
Prashant, I have a thought about membership, which I just wanted to share with all of you. We have day by day the number of associations and societies are increasing. There are many society or associations which have a similar objective. If we go to a technical parts, technical specific objectives, we will find there are about many associations which have that technical specific objective. Now, when I want to become a member for my technical part, further my specific part to get involvement, I see a list of association in the website. So I do not what to choose. I look at the activities I look at the privileges, then I choose. I don't know whether this is my thought, just I'm telling out, because I've seen it in the third world country everywhere. So why don't these type of association join together? It's very difficult to join in that sense, means because they all have their independent, isolated identities to survive. But if we have that privilege that you are in that association and you are coming to me, you get a discount of becoming a member, or you get a privilege additional of becoming member. So this sharing of the specific interest of a person will make him to become a member of 3 to 4 association together, and you have an active person working there in that 4 association. This is my thought only.
No,
I may be wrong.
Thank you, Dr. Dubey. I think very valid suggestion, and there are some already initiative happened. I know geotechnology area, in cancer association, where 4 different association came together and created. We have just time to take 2 questions. Lady here, please identify yourself and ask.
I'll stand and answer. I'm Professor Poonam Malhotra from AIIMS, New Delhi, and I'm a cardiac anesthetist from the cardiac surgery department. I've been a secretary and a very active member of our Cardiac Anesthesia Association for the last 11 years, as an executive member, as a secretary, and now editor, and wherein we started state branches to gain membership. Cardiac anesthesia fraternity is just 14 years old in the country, unlike cardiac surgery, which is 57 years old. So anesthesia, a younger branch. And to get more this thing, we used to send people, let's say from an institute like AIIMS. It was easy for me to go learn something from Australia or USA, come back and apply it to my practice. But very expensive, and a lot of bonhomie, and instead of a bonhomie, a lot of competition in the department itself, who's to go. So we started those guys to come here. And in 14 years, we realized that if the association becomes active, increases its membership, and if the association ties up, you raised a very valid point here, with the universities in USA or in Germany, wherever your work is, in collaborative terms, and hold their exams and fellowship examinations here in India itself, not only do we save money, but under the auspices of 4 to 5 such things. We've done it for cardiac anesthesia. We run an echocardiography fellowship examination. And from 2nd to 5th, we are 7 universities from all over India. Each university have an examiner of its own, holding a national exam with 47 people. And the examiners are going to be as accredited by the American Society of Echocardiography. So what is needed is for the people outside to be inspired. Prashant raised a very nice point there. To be inspired by people here, because we have numbers here, something which people in the West do not have. And our numbers to increase, you need to have good leaders. And if you have good leaders who are inspiring, and we bring in technology from the West, I think we are winners in a big way. And we save money. So that's a very good point raised.
Thank you, Dr. Malhotra. 1 more questions only can take. Please, yes, identify yourself, sir.
I am Amit from IEEE Hyderabad section.
Okay.
And I have quick questions, 2 quick questions. As the lady from AIIMS, she suggested good points. In fact, when I see the professional organizations in India, it looks to me that we never aim to become a global organization. We always aim and we do a lot of activities and things like that so that we are recognized in India. We have more members from India, from states, from villages and all. So I want to ask the panelists that what is the main reason why the professional organizations in India do not aim to become globally recognized as the other organizations in the other countries are? And the second question is, what is the benefit of these professional organizations for the corporates? We see that a lot of academic members are there in the professional organizations all over the world, in fact. In India, as we are very big in numbers, in fact, we have a very big corporate sector also in India. So don't you think that in these professional societies or professional organizations, if we have some arrangement of the corporates, maybe a kind of corporate membership or some other activities like that, so that we have an increase in the corporate members, it is going to help the membership drive or membership boost in the societies?
Kaushik, you want to answer?
See, I'll tell you, engagement corporate is not that easy. It goes with the leader whom you are engaging and how leader is interested to become associated with that. And he also sees what benefit he gets out of it. You know, he straight away puts it to the two people as and what you offer to them, you said you have to complimentary membership, which can attend, which will happen for a year. Next year doesn't happen. Only how it will happen, I'll tell you, unless until they enroll employment form. If they say membership to organization, if that column is blank, that candidate does not stand a chance. Or another way, if somebody goes to attend any seminars, workshop, he should come back and give a brief report. If there is a two-way situation like that, then corporate may be interested and they see value in that association to get engaged with them. At the same time, as I say, our publication goes to members. We need to extend corporates as a complementary publications to get them hard copies. And India, what has happened? See, we are very much used to see hard copies than the web copies. You know, we always like to see print copy. We can read at ease and whenever we get time. At the same time, email doesn't work. We require telephones, one-on-one contact. We are more happy with face-to-face contact than the emails. So there's a cultural difference between the global and India. And as rightly Mittal said, if you are to really excite global people to come down, means global association to engage our Indian associations and have a collaborative arrangement, we got to upgrade our technology standards. And that's a must. Unless until we do that, because the reporting, the type of demands what they get, we do not have the infrastructure in place as an association, unless until we use technology. And that's the way only we can become global association.
I will actually add to that, and that's to wrap up, is that most of the association, not all of them, of course, barring few of them are doing extremely good job, but it's more number driven, not content driven. I think what we discussed last session also, the association must create that pull factor by way of content. How many associations are developing that content to pull? It's more of number driven. And the kind of, and also it's a chicken and egg also, the kind of amount also you charge, the kind of fund sometimes you get may not be enough for you to develop that content. So I think the hard look is required, and that was the theme of this event, that leadership need to come into the association. So association cannot be looked into again a volunteer-driven, non-for-profit only. Yes, it could be non-for-profit, but it must driven like an organization where you look at your own balanced scorecard. So it has to look like that. And so if the contents are good, people are going to get benefits, corporate companies will come. But if for the sake of it, just corporate company takes membership, similarly in the, of course, next session we're going to discuss the sponsorship issues, and these are the similar kind of things. What is happening? Why the sponsorships are not coming? Okay, is it the content wrong? Is it our approach is wrong? What? So I think the responsibility lies with us, the people, those who are sitting here, how we create our content more solid so that not only the member, but the corporate or sponsors see the value to come and join us. We cannot be giving here that people are not joining us. So with that note, thank you, panelists. Yeah.
I just want to add that, very well said, wrapped up, Prashant. If you want to see some of what we spoke about as white papers and what other associations globally are doing, just go to www.imis.com. You'll find a lot of information, generic I'm talking about, not just product.
Right. Thank you so much.